On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere he was shot dead, live, in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children. And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same.
Political and pop culture comedian, YouTuber, and grandma's creepy doll cosplayer, shoeonhead, made a video recently about the Charlie Kirk shooting. She gave her thoughts and feelings on the incident, the impact it is having on the country, and herself. It was an emotional video that showed a side of her that YouTube hasn't seen before. However, I feel the video also shows a few things about the incident, the political climate, and disinformation that leads to incidents like this, and unfortunately, could lead to the next incident. But you and everyone else are probably wondering, who the hell am I? Hi, my name is Dan Bana, and I started Dan Bana Debates just a few months ago to try and have discussions, debates, and respectful conversation with people on both sides of the political aisle in America. Damn, my timing is absolute dog shit. This video to mock what happened to Charlie Kirk. It was a horrible and inhuman act that took him from this world. I don't make this video to mock those that are angry at the reasons they feel that this happened. And I certainly don't make this video to mock shoeonhead. I make this video because I respect her, but I also disagree with a lot of what is portrayed in her video. I'm going to steal her style and tell her everything she's wrong about in her touching tribute video, like the evil, soulless, democratic monster she makes us all out to be. So if you like this video, think about clicking that like and subscribe button. And if you don't like this video, make sure to leave me a hateful, threatening message in the comment section. And don't forget to share it with your friends so you can all mock me for years to come.
Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter a few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it, with run-on sentences and everything. 4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else.
Sounds reasonable and level-headed. Let's do this.
Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to. Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world.
Yeah, but you disagreed with him, so fuck him.
But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a f***ing guy. He was a podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs.
Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right?
But they do know somebody with conservative beliefs.
Okay. Kind of weird beliefs.
They know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk's opinions.
Civil Rights Act passed. I think that it's fair to say any sort of racist sentiments that are in America have gone, at least individually amongst white people, towards black people have gone away.
Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts. You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing.
I know those Republican branches. I know that Facebook boomer uncle, and defending or even agreeing what they say is not a good thing.
Now, don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had many bad takes over the years. Like, for example, the 2 most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black women are too stupid to be pilots. But guess what? Both those things, the two most popular quotes people are posting to justify this guy being murdered, are out of context.
I'm sure she's going to give us the context and not just say it was out of context, right?
But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then later had to apologize for spreading misinformation about a dead man.
So just saying out of context and not putting it into context for anybody.
These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying.
Who do we think she means by these people? I'm sure she'll give us context.
Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares?
Probably gay people and black people, you know, the ones that he mocked and demonized almost every chance he had.
There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares?
The people it affected.
Oh, he said this. Oh, he said this. I don't care.
Of course you don't. It didn't affect you. It wasn't about you. He didn't lie to the entire world and demonize you. Who cares? You're not involved.
It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America. We have freedom of speech here.
Clip that. We're going to need it for later.
Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part, we have freedom of speech here. So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally got the shooter. Only because his own father turned him in. I guess they were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein files to catch a political assassin. It was this fuck-ass demon, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
"Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?"
I fucking hate it here.
Yeah, that's valid.
A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes, and I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest. I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav squat meme from 2012, and they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme. Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like, groiper confirmed.
I think it had more to do with there being two people falsely arrested, and the narrative immediately being it has to be a left-wing nut job, and people being scared about the president calling for violence against, you know, Democrats.
What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post the Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this, so maybe more things will come out. Editor Shoe here, more things came out. Definitely not a groiper.
Additional editor's note, there is still no proof that he was radicalized by any left-wing groups, shattering the narrative of the administration that he was some radical left extremist.
At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. What are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate?
And what we are finding is that when you do have those strong conservative voices speaking truth to power, you will find that when the left can no longer debate it, they can't deny the truth, the only way they can silence those voices is through violence. That's how
It's too late to turn the temperature down. This is not a time to hold hands. It's a time for justice. This is a time for good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail for the sake of our country and for our families and our children.
But their ideology is pure evil. They hate the good, the truth, and the beautiful, and embrace the evil, the false, and the ugly. And they literally will kill those with whom they disagree, just as their predecessor, leftist Marx and Stalin and Lenin and Pol Pot and Fidel Castro did. We must know that.
Because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the 2 Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Political.
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
We
a
don't
serious
know what
question.
condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
no, not
you.
at all.
You said the Democrats
no,
have
this is
to own it too,
on.
but
The
I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't
Democrats
there a
own
problem
this.
with political?
It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today.
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
The division in America has become so dramatic that we're no longer waiting for a civil war. We're already in one. The battles just haven't broken out yet.
Our government needs to step the fuck aside and let us handle our business. You know those movies came out called The Purge, where it's like all crime is legal for 24 hours? We need to have that for a year. Because seriously, what else are we going to do? We're never going to get along.
Just kidding. We know the Republican algorithm wouldn't show her any of that. You know, the consequences of their most popular media figures, politicians, and president spreading misinformation to their gullible political base. But Shoe is an experienced political comedian and commentator. I'm sure she wouldn't just pick random clout-chasing influencers off of the internet to make her point. Maybe I'm just too old to understand this generation's form of irony, but that compilation looked like it had a lot of black people, gay people, and trans people in it. You know, the very people that Charlie Kirk demonized all of the time and were hurt by the rhetoric that he used. Is that irony?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands of likes. Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person.
I wonder how many people watch the Daily Wire and Fox News. How many votes did they say Trump got again?
Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like is murder.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors, HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates, roommates.
You know, Democrats do have jobs, right? They're not all freeloading welfare queens like you portray them to be. Just because you got rid of DEI doesn't mean all the black, trans, and gay people have already been fired.
They are teachers showing our children the gory, horrifying video of Charlie's murder on repeat.
God damn, that is really fucked up. But that happened in Canada with a French immersion teacher, so who really cares?